WWE fans, welcome to another edition of the Backstage Jabronis. I'm Jeremy York.
Yeah.
He's you never know where point. He's Daniel Snyder. We are the tag team champions of all things WWE media, coming to you early on a Saturday, just when time allowed us to come on. Good thing about this show is we can actually do it whenever throughout the week, as long as it's like before a major event. But
Yes.
as always, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And I have a feeling our next show will be Thursday night, right before um the Night of Champions.
Night
Sa-
champions, yeah.
Saturday or Sunday is Night of Champions. So
Which means you will need to get with the number one contenders. And I just saw the champ last night, so I will have to get his picks here soon. And I will actually run into a one Mr. Skrilla a little later on this afternoon. So maybe I'll get his picks in on time this time, and we'll see if he can find himself in the heavyweight picture again.
we gotta find him an opponent as well because it's a triple threat right now.
Yeah, I might find one at the same place I see him. That would be interesting.
Okay. Yeah. All right. But yeah, it was an interesting week of WWE
Hmm.
this week. We had the final four. I mean, the final two go against. Well, I guess you say the final four. It's two women matches, two men matches. On Raw, we seen Dom against Oba, and then we seen
Hmm.
EO versus Raquel. Um,
And I think at least I was wrong. I can't remember if you agree with me or not, but I was wrong that Dom is going to have to build back up. He is not sitting in as high of graces as he was before he got injured because I thought he was going to win that match, and he had a good showing, but no, it wasn't close.
I don't know what WWE is doing, which is it's a nice thing to say sometimes. I
For
have
once.
no idea their plans here.
They've got
Um,
they've got like their established stars, but even a couple of them, like McIntyre and some of them are off doing other things. Seth just come back. Some of the more, established ones there. But then they got that crop of four or five that some of them they just brought up, some of them like Dom and other ones that they're starting to really push. It's for once they're kind of log jammed at the top, and then we'll get into another guy later that may join them very, very soon.
well, what I'm talking about is in a manner of the whole King of the Ring. Like back in the late '90s, King of the Ring was kind of this is going to be our next star. It made Austin a star. It made
It
Triple
was
H a star.
It was the
It
Money in the Bank before the Money in the Bank because it was a one night
yes.
tournament and the winner that somebody was already Intercontinental Champion. They didn't have a U.S. title when they first started. So this is the other workhorse that we really like that you're eventually going to see up.
Well, yeah, I mean they dropped the ball on King of Ring a couple times. I feel like they dropped it on. I feel like sometimes they use it as a way to okay, this is going to be a future champion. Let's get him a title, and then they other times they use it as a gimmick, and we're going to let you. Booker T is the only exception where they used it as both. It was a gimmick
Yeah.
and a way to get him up there. I remember
Or did he
William.
use it? Was he
You know what
given that opportunity and he did it?
he yeah, you know what? He might have done that. William Regal was a King of the Ring, and they did nothing
Hmm.
with that. Um,
Mabel
I'm not
or
going to
Viscera?
use. I'm not going to use that because that was before they started using it really to push stars. Um, I'm trying to think of Xavier was more of a gimmick than it was a
It
you're going to be
was.
a star.
And it was because
Um,
Kofi was hurt and they needed to do something with him and they wanted to show that it's like, no, we really like you and we really want to put you in a good spot. It's just they didn't do anything after that with it.
well, I miss I miss the Kings of the Rings where they owned it, where like they took it and like I think at one time um King Harley was a thing.
Yes. I
Um,
don't think he ever won King of the Ring, but he was always King Harley Race.
I
Like
thought he
when he
won
got to
King of
WWE.
Ring. I thought that's how he got it, but I could be
Uh,
wrong.
I don't think he did.
I could be wrong. It's not very often. But what we
Once or
didn't talk
twice, anyway.
about what we didn't get a chance to talk about, because remember we filmed last week before Friday night happened, and on Friday night we had the four-way of Charlotte, Soruka,
Hmm.
Jade, and Lyra,
Yeah.
and we
Oh,
both
oh no, you're right. I'm
he
looking at a
did.
list of winners.
Okay, he did win.
This thing started in
Haku
1985.
Haku won as well. It was King Haku for a second.
No,
Haku never won King of the Ring.
no. Starting in 1985, Don Morocco, Harley Race, Randy Savage. He did something with it.
Yeah,
Ted DiBiase, Tito Santana, Bret Hart went back to back 91 and 93. Apparently, they didn't do one in 90 or 92 for some reason.
they skipped a
Owen
few
won it.
years.
Owen won it in 94.
He was the King of
Mabel,
Hearts.
yep, which was a good one. Mabel, Stone Cold in 96. That's the famous
Yeah,
Triple H in 97.
that was his rocket.
Shamrock, Billy Gunn, Kurt Angle in
Billy Gunn, they
2000.
dropped.
Oh, yeah. Hey, when we have Billy Gunn on here, and I said when we have Billy Gunn on here, we need to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one. I had forgotten this one. In 2002, Brock Lesnar,
Wow. They
and then
did
they,
absolutely nothing with the King of the Ring in that one. Then,
yeah,
like he,
and then they skipped almost 4 years.
yeah,
2006 was Booker. 2008, William Regal. 2010 was Sheamus. Then they skipped 5 more years. Bad News Barrett, shout out to him in
yeah.
2015. 2019, Baron Corbin, no longer with the company.
But he's coming
Uh,
back.
mm, I don't know. I think he likes where he's at. According to his tag partner, he does, but it is what it is. And yes, that's not speculation. I asked his tag partner that after a show. So, uh, Xavier Woods was 2021. 2024 was Gunther. He didn't do anything with that.
Which they should have.
2025 was my fourth favorite member of the Rhodes family.
That's wild
Is the fourth or that he won
that he won. Like, what'd they do with that?
it? And he won at Night of Champions too. So this was last year, this time.
Wow. So we both said Charlotte had no chance and it would make no sense. And after last night, it made a little sense. Um,
Yeah, I probably did.
so so Charlotte won, and then on the men's side, you had LA Knight, Jay Uso, um, Royce Keys. Was Royce Keys in that one?
Yes,
And
Finn Balor.
somebody else. Finn Balor. Okay. Your pick for that one, Jay Uso won.
He was my second pick, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's right. Finn was your first. So
Hmm.
that's what led to what happened on Friday, but we'll get back to Monday. Um Io Sky and Raquel faced each other.
Hmm.
And oh wait, we didn't talk about the Dom and Oba. Yeah, the Dom and
Yeah.
Oba. So it was a good match. I figured for storyline wise, I mean, I kind of see both ways that they're going.
Hmm.
Um, it's going to be very interesting, and it even added more to it. Um, but
Yeah.
I say like I guess I understand why they put Oba over. I figured, and then after the match, he starts talking shit to Brock Lesnar, which I think is setting up something for Monday. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. I didn't like that at all.
And the problem is, if they're going to square off at Night of Champions, that means there's going to be a 1 week build up to that.
Oh no, no, no! It's not going to happen at Night of Champions. At Night
No,
of Champions, at Night of Champions, he has to face the winner of last night to see who goes against for
right,
SummerSlam.
right.
So no, it's not going to happen at Night of Champions. Um,
That's true. Okay,
I feel like I feel like
there to SummerSlam, which means Brock's going to be at Night of Champions.
yes,
He has to be.
possibly, yeah. But I feel like they're going to face off at Saturday night's main event,
Okay, yeah, that
which is
could
in between, which still lines up with could he be the king of the ring?
sure he could.
You know what? I got a big circle that I'm looking at. Let's put a little pause on that right now until we
The
talk
pin in
about
that
what
one.
happened Friday night. Okay, so let's move on to EO.
Okay.
EO and Raquel. It was a decent match. I thought for a couple seconds there that Raquel was going to win.
I thought your theory
Uh,
was going to play out for sure.
because it was looking like it. And I can't recall, did Judgment Day come out there to help at all? Because I don't recall them popping up at all.
I thought Liv was out there. Hold on, let me check. That was on Raw. So Io Raquel. Actually, don't I don't remember now because I didn't write that they did come out at all because the very next segment after that match was Roxanne and Liv in the back, and then Danhausen.
Yes, yes, and then he tried to get I thought that I thought the Danhausen thing was before because Liv was trying to get
Mm-mm.
Danhausen to curse somebody.
Mm-hmm. But that was after.
Okay.
I think trying to curse Oba maybe because I don't think that had
Yes,
happened yet.
you're right. You're right. She was trying to get him to curse Oba.
Because
You're
her
right.
and Roxanne were talking about how I think Raquel just lost, so they're like, "Dang it, that's one last shot in this thing." And Liv's like, "I got an idea," and then Danhausen tried to negotiate, and Liv didn't like the negotiation.
Hey, maybe if she would have negotiated a little bit better, Dom would have won.
Liv, if you need a negotiator, I'm really good at. It. That's fine. I can take care of that. I feel like I can figure out what Danhausen wants a lot better than you tried to.
So I guess we will talk about more about the EO Sky winning once again once we get over here to Friday night on who won that one
Yeah.
because I'm going to have my theories on both of that. But is there anything else that happened on Monday? Because if not, we'll get right into
Um.
Friday and I'll tell you how it started off and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to mention the person. I'll give you two guesses. The person that I think is about to get a major push, a lot of people think to an intercontinental title. I think eventually it's going to be to the top main level.
Ethan,
Mm-mm. It is a recent returning superstar.
Chad Gable. I don't think it'll get to a heavyweight.
I don't
Um,
know. He's he's getting quite the following off of that whole unmasking thing, and I think he's going to be pushed up to the mid level. And if he continues to shine, he kind of, for the sake of I did just meet the guy. He's kind of the new Dolph Ziggler, where when there's a big time match, when the lights come on, he outshines everybody. So if
okay,
he
but
continues to do this, there might be a spot for him up top somewhere.
I'm gonna have to disagree because this is no offense to Dolph because I love Dolph.
Hi, Nick.
Um, but um, Dolph was pushed into that limelight when there wasn't many other people that was up there ready for that. So he was pretty much the. I mean, there was John Cena, there was Randy Orton, but other than that, they were throwing people like Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus, where you needed a Dolph, and that's nothing against Sheamus. That is something against Alberto. I never thought Alberto was a good worker.
Oh,
Um,
he's a good worker. He's a despicable human being.
I didn't really like. I felt like he was boring. Alberto Del Rio was very boring, and to me, that's not good worker. Where Dolph is the complete opposite. He could wrestle a broom, and he would sell for that broom greater than anybody.
Did I talk about last week seeing him?
You talked about you were going to be seeing him.
Okay. Oh, because I would have seen. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I told him when I met him before the show that I've always thought he was one of the best in ring performers I've ever seen. And then I saw him from 4 feet away because that's how close I was to the ring against another friend of the show, Alexander Lev, another guy who should be on TV soon if he's not already. And Nick Nemeth might be the best in-ring performer I've ever seen. He didn't miss a spot, was on everything. He didn't just do his cookie cutter lead up like a Bret Hart would do or something where it's like, oh, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. No, it was all over the place. Just everything he did, he might be the best I've ever seen. And to see it from 4 feet up, it's like watching Picasso paint or something. It's unbelievable.
I've always been a fan. Like I hated when he left WWE. I hated that he didn't get the if anybody deserved more push than what they got, he did 100%. I was a big Mr. Perfect fan, and when I seen
Yes.
Dolph, I was like, man, this is our Mr. Perfect.
But he's
Um,
flashier.
yes, 100%. I'm talking about working wise. There's
Yes.
not too many people that can work like Kurt Hennig,
No, not at all.
and and Dolph. I felt like, I mean, I would almost put Mr. Perfect or Kurt Hennig over Bret Hart, almost. I mean, those two when they
But
were together, it was great.
it would.
Um, but and to me, Dolph was the best worker of his generation in WWE. I can't think of anybody better than him, and that's and he's not on the show right here. I don't know if he watches. I don't really care. Dolph was the best worker, and
Nick,
he- I don't know if he'd be the best right now in WWE. Chad Gable is really good. But if he would be tied, I'd say, with a couple people, if not the best still. And that's just because I feel like he's gotten older and your body doesn't take bumps like they used to. The older we get,
Hmm.
I know he's still taking them. He's still taking
Say,
them.
well, once again, you didn't see him from 4 feet away last weekend, and there's a pretty good chance that he's going to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion at the next coming event. And that's no insight. That's just that's my early prediction because I not only think he can beat Mike Santana, I think there's a handful of reasons why he's going to beat him that I'm not going to say on the show.
You said that's not a what's that Paul Heyman said? That's not a guess or whatever. That is a spoiler alert or whatever.
Yeah,
Paul says. Um, but to get back to what we was talking about, with Chad, I don't think
Chad.
Chad. I don't think Chad.
Chad
He's
versus Ethan,
in.
by the way. We need to see that. Chad versus Ethan should
I think
be
that'd be great.
Saturday night main event, something like that. And by the way,
I,
I've seen promo codes, so debating going to that.
the what?
Promo codes for Saturday night main event right here in the A, right here.
I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to the wife and see if I can if we can splurge a little bit to get a couple of tickets.
I'm gonna look
Um,
and see what they are because they were ridiculous last time I saw them. So I'll see if the promo code makes them better.
okay. So anything else from Monday?
Uh, Javon versus Austin Theory was a pretty good match. Just shout out to them for having a good match, and shout out to my guest this week, Simon Sermon, who discovered Austin Theory, even though Xavier Woods tries to claim credit. And Xavier Woods will even start his story by going, "Yeah, Simon Sermon told me to check out Austin Theory, who I discovered." That's usually how he says it. So shout out to
Well,
Simon that he actually did find Austin Theory.
Xavier says that he discovered him because he got him in the limelight, but it was Simon that actually said, "Here, look at this guy, so you can
Yep.
put him in the limelight."
Yep.
Okay.
But other than that,
And
yeah, that was pretty much raw.
in that match, Braun Breaker speared him out the air. Another great spear. Um, well, also on Raw, it was announced for either this coming Monday. I think it's this coming Monday, but if it's not this coming Monday, it will be at Champions Night of Champions, where him and Seth Rollins will face each other in a cage. So it's either going to be this coming Monday or at Night of Champions. So that will be the end of their little back and forth. God, please. They've stretched this one out almost too far.
That's because they both got hurt. And in fact, that's also why it's the Judgment Day curse that so far Austin Theory is the only one to come out unscathed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Bronson
So
Bronson Reed has lost like I don't know, it looks like 600 pounds and seems to be in really good shape. So he's going to be different when he comes back.
it'll be interesting. So Friday night started with,
Oh, we didn't talk about last SmackDown, but I think we had gotten into some of it.
well, we talked about the two four-way matches.
Yeah, which was pretty much most of what was.
Yeah. Well, it ended with Gunther. Last Friday ended with Gunther naming Sami Zayn as a special guest referee for this Friday night's World Championship match. Now, I didn't know about that because for some reason I didn't watch all the way through last Friday. But this Friday, I know it was on me. I did start it when I seen Sami Zayn coming out there in they started the night with them two facing each other.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that started?
yes, that started the night. Sami Zayn comes out in his zebra outfit, and you got Cody, and then you got Gunther. Great match going back and forth. Um, the whole little thing happened again with Gunther's foot under the rope, but Sammy spots it. Main character energy. Sammy spotted it, so he didn't count three. Um, then it
I mean, Sammy is the last great, what, not gentleman, because I consider myself
he's
one
the
of the last,
last real good guy.
the last real good guy. So, I mean, he's going to call it fair-ish.
Yes, right down the aisle, right down the. So he was kind of on Gunther's side for the beginning of the match. Then Gunther did some stuff, and then there was some pushing going on between Cody and Sammy, and then there was some pushing going on between Sammy and Gunther that led to as Cody was knocked out, it led to Gunther powerbombing Sammy. And so Sammy rolls out the ring. Gunther and Cody get the wrestling again, and Cody puts his move on him, tells the referee to come out. Referee runs out there and goes to do the count, and he kicks out.
Oh, I thought
Not
Sammy would have
yeah.
pulled him out. That'd been a great spot.
Oh, okay. So uh, not yet. So there's the announcer's like, if the referee would have been down there, that'd have been three. Cody would have been champion. So they get to wrestling again, and Gunther power bombs him. He's got him. It's over. 1, 2, and then it happens. Sammy pulled the referee out.
See,
Gunther's
WWE,
upset,
I saw that a mile away and I didn't even watch the show.
right? So yeah, for real. So they get to wrestling again. Sammy gets in there. Um, Cody does like a jump over to kind of roll him up, and Gunther's holding on to the ropes, and Sammy kicks his hands, and then a fast count. It was a 1, 2, 3, and he rolled out the ring. Um, Gunther went to the back. He was it flipped to the next scene. They went to commercial, come back, and Gunther and Cody and Sammy are all in the back, and Gunther saying this is bullcrap, and all this good stuff. Cody goes back out to the ring and he says, "No, we're not gonna. It's not gonna end like that. Let's restart the match. Let's get another referee out here." Gunther um grabs Sammy and he throws him through a table, and he goes out there and they restart the match, and they got a referee out there. Um, and it looks like Gunther's going to win. And then Sammy comes running down there and Helluva kicks him. Referee disqualifies Cody. And so this led to later in the night being announced. Surprise, surprise.
Triple threat.
Triple threat at Night of Champions. So I sat back and I got to thinking. There you go. Because I feel like we've already mentioned this.
Right?
So I sat back and I got to thinking, why are they doing a triple threat? Two reasons. Reason number one, this can put the title on Gunther without beating Cody, without making Cody look weak.
Mm-hmm.
Reason number two, this is a way they can put the title on Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, guys, watch, because you'll see both of us putting our 2 cents on who we think is going to actually get the title. And I mean, because right now I'm tossed up between them two. I don't know. And I hate that we're going to be filming before Friday, because I feel like Friday will weigh me this way or that way, but it's okay. I got stuff to do. Mm. But it was a very, very interesting. Um, a match that you also missed on Friday night that I think I know, even though you know what happened, you like to watch the matches because you like
Well, I'll still
the
rewatch this even after you're telling me this. So
Carmelo Hayes versus Ricky Saints for the number one contender against the IC champ Trick Williams at Money in the Bank. Carmelo and Ricky were at it. And then let me say this.
all right, before you say, because I seriously don't know anything about, let me just say, if it were me, I would have Carmelo dominate the match, Ricky do something underhanded to win so that we keep Carmelo versus Trick still further down the road. Because this could be a 5 year story arc between those two because of what they did in NXT together. That's my prediction.
Okay. Great match. Really good match.
Should be.
This is what I know. Carmelo could be up there with Chad on being on performance. Um, I don't think Carmelo gets tired. I did not see him, and honestly, Ricky was gasping for air. I'm like, dude needs to hit the cardio. Like he was like, and I was like, damn, is he gonna be able to finish this match? And it because Carmelo was boom, 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 boom. It was like boom, and Ricky was like, I was worried that he wasn't gonna be able to get him up for a couple of those because he was gasping
Chris
for air.
Ambrose, yeah.
Yeah, so it ends with Carmelo with Ricky having Carmelo from the back and run him into the corner, and Carmelo reaching for the top rope, and he pulls off the buckle.
Turnbuckle.
Yeah, and see, Ricky Saints rolled him up, and he had the tights, and he only got a two. Um, Something else happened to where Carmelo ended up hitting his head against the top, and Ricky Saints rolled him up and won. So it's gonna be Ricky versus Trick.
That's what I would do, and make it look like Carmelo got slighted, so that when he finally does face off with Trick, it's a big deal.
Oh, but are they planning on putting the title on Ricky though?
No, that title stays on Trick for now. I bet at
Well, Trick's
least
one of their biggest. He's one of their
I would.
biggest draws.
The only reason to take it off a Trick right now is if he's moving up, and I
If
don't think they're ready
Sammy
for that yet.
wins, if Sammy wins that world title, I could see that happening because him and Sammy had some good matches.
Yeah, and him going, I beat you.
I want that.
Hmm.
Okay. So that something that I've been noticing is the War Raiders have been they are, by the way, AAA tag team champions, and they've been coming and watching WWE tag team matches. Are they going to try to unify those matches, those belts, or are they going to try to have just both of them? I hope they don't try to unify it because that's taken away from AAA and
Yeah,
that's taken away from WWE. But it'd be neat for them to carry both titles.
sure. Or to come up to SmackDown or something and defend the AAA titles. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Um. Oh, so Jade challenged Tiffany to for the her title at Money in the Bank as well. I mean, not Money in the Bank, but at Night of Champions. So
Okay.
that's going to be a match. Night of Champions looking like it's going to be a nice. It looks like at least 5, 6 matches. Um,
Okay.
Trying to
Maybe it'll be
think of
six. They've
what
been
else
capping at
happened.
five for so long. I want six. Six is a good number.
I agree. That'll make it a little bit difficult for our picks though. But we'll just have to have just one tiebreaker. So on to the king and queen of the ring.
Hmm.
So you said you've seen the women, so we'll talk about the women's first.
Yeah, I opened up Facebook this morning to check on a post or something I did the other day, or to check on what time the show was later or something, and they had already advertised it, so I already know who won. Which we both picked her anyway because we didn't know that we didn't know that.
That Charlotte was going to even be there.
Yeah, because we had said it don't matter who wins that four way, they're not going to beat Liv, and we were right. But I didn't think it was Charlotte. So Charlotte, on behalf of the Backstage Jabronis, we both apologize that we completely counted you out of this because you're the queen. Why, we should have picked you more.
No, on behalf of him, I stand by what I say. I don't care. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte. So before the match happened, Jade and her crew jumped her and smashed her knee up.
Mm,
So they had to.
they protected her.
Yes, they protected her. Um, Liv won. So now we can talk about what I want to talk about when it comes to that. So by the way, Raquel, not Raquel, but Rhea Ripley's hurt. She's legit
Yes,
hurt.
legit. It has messed up their Night of Champions and other things going forward. They are either going to have to. I think she's going to be able to hang on to the title, but unless you're about to change that, and she's either going to hang on to it and they're just going to dance around it for a month or so, or they're going to have to move on.
They're dancing around it, and this is the way they're
Okay,
going to dance around it.
it's
And
your biggest draw. You have to.
well, I think they're going to dance around it because I feel like the original plans were to have Liv versus Rhea, with Liv being the queen of the ring. But I think now they're going to have Io beat Liv, and then Io's going to go against Liv at SummerSlam instead of going against Rhea, just to give Rhea 2 or 3 months.
An extra, yeah.
Yes. Um, the only other way that I see this happening, I just don't, and that kind of upsets me because that kind of takes. I feel like the plans were to have Liv win.
I think so.
Um,
But that's how quickly things change. Is an
yeah.
injury or a firing or a hiring sometimes can completely throw everything upside down because you
Well,
have to do something different.
I'm upset because that takes away my secret. That's my my belt. So yeah, because if Liv would have won, that belt would have been mine next week, guaranteed. Because I would have used it. I would have
Yeah,
cashed it in. I would have took my belt back.
because without let's see, because going into last night we were tied in points at four apiece on the bracket. So let's see, we both had live, so we're both up to five there, and you hadn't got into the other one yet. So that one
Liv
could be the top.
Liv was my number one pick though.
Yeah,
That she was my winner chicken dinner. Um, on to Jay versus Javon.
this should have been
Uh,
really good. You said it was, but
it would it
if you're like, man, who is a good heelish person who is either built like or can hang with or even help make Javon look even better without it, like Javon versus Oba, they both are gonna just do a bunch of offensive stuff. Like who can balance Javon? Like Jay Uso would be one of the first people I think of.
did I pick Jay for this match?
Uh, um, I don't remember. Uh, I don't think we wrote down our picks for that.
Oh, I feel like I would have picked Jay because it makes once Jay won that four way, it made sense that Jay was going to win this match, and that's what
Sure,
happened.
sure.
Jay won the match. And they zoned in on Javon's bruised ribs from the spear Monday night. Um,
Oh,
it was
that's
a
man, they long-term story play, and I didn't put that together. I was like, bruised ribs. When did you do that? That
yeah,
that's you do five or six different things all at once, and
yeah. That made that spear mean a little bit more. That made that splash mean a little bit more.
doesn't mean this doesn't need to happen because this does need to happen. But well done, WWE. You tied about three things into one there, so good job.
They did four with Jay Uso winning. Now,
Yeah,
here's the big picture. Cody does not walk out of Night of Champions as the champion.
not yet. I hope not. It ain't gonna be
Yeet.
him either.
Cody does not walk out Night of Champions as the champion.
Nope, because it makes
Um,
no sense.
None. So Jay winning, he would not face Roman. He would either face Gunther or he would face Sammy. Neither one of those makes sense.
No.
Only Cody made sense. So what I'm seeing, yeah. Did you see LA Knight do that?
Oh man, that yeah, we forgot to mention that. That was man, he got kudo points for sure on that one
That's
because
my dude. That's my dude. That's why I like LA Knight. And
he just
he, you
looks
know
and he
what?
goes,
And he went to go up, and that's when they started the match.
and actually I
Um,
went to a show about 3 weeks ago where a guy got in the ring and he looks back at the stage and he goes, and the stage was just like big question mark, like and
he should
and
have had the
finally
conversation.
and by the time he did it, it was like long past the moment, but he just goes, and he got up and did it anyway, and
Yeah, he should have had the conversation with them back there before he did
yeah.
that.
Shout out Chip Day. That's the guy who did it. I've known Chip for a handful of years, but do it next time. I'll go over there and hit the button.
um, LA came out and he on Monday and he pretty much was like, I'm tired of being stepped on. It was a nice um promo where Jimmy came out and they were talking nice. And I feel like LA Knight's it's gonna be an interesting night of champions because LA might cause Jay a little bit. I figured LA was gonna come out and stop him from winning Friday night, but that
There's
didn't
a
happen.
there's a thought. I saw an article online from based on can't remember if it was Bubba Ray. It was somebody credible in the wrestling world that said, look at how LA is getting treated. He's in the doghouse for something. And it's only going to lead to either him continuing to be in the doghouse or him to run his contract out and go elsewhere. And I was like, I don't know that he's
Or
wrong. Or they're going to do something. I mean, they could do something
I'd
with
say
it, but
there could be a third thing. It could lead to, remember when Triple H got put in the doghouse and he had to serve that year of I'm going to get shit on for a year. Then after that year, now we're gonna push you to show you paid your dues. So I mean he might have done something. They might have said, look, you gotta pay your dues now because you fucked up.
could be, could be. But I mean, it's just a theory that was floated out there. I
It makes
thought
sense though.
I mean, for him to be in the doghouse, I don't know that it means he's going to leave the company, but if there's some kind of something they said they didn't know what it was. Whoever it was that said, I don't remember if it was Eric Bischoff, if it was, I'm not going to throw that many more names out here, but it was one of the main ones that I was like, okay, they would know or they would have enough of an eye on it to go,
I feel,
yeah,
I feel
something's
like it
up with
was
that.
Money in the Bank. I feel like he messed up at Money in the Bank, and it was a big mess up. Because if you watch the behind the scenes stuff on WWE, like Triple H sitting there screaming, "Go, go, go!" And then afterwards, Abyss, no, and Abyss is like, I'm is apologizing to Triple H, like, I'm sorry that happened, and he's like, nah, that's not on you, that's on Knight. So afterwards, he comes back here, and Abyss is having the whole conversation with him, and Triple H too. So it was a fuck up that LA Knight did. So it's a
Yeah,
legit. It could have been.
and I think he doubled down on it later to where instead of trying to fix it or instead of going, my bad, we'll just stop it right here, we'll nip it in the bud. I think he tried to double down on it, just either sticking to his guns or trying to double down on it in the fact of no, I can still fix this. And they're like, we said stop.
So um, Oba versus Jay. I'm not going to pick. I'm not going to say who I think's going to win because you guys got to watch next week. But there's an argument for both. But the J one is not as strong as the Oba. But if you do the Oba, that means Oba's schedule is Oba versus Jay this weekend.
Hmm.
Saturday night's main event will be Oba versus Brock, and
Hmm.
then SummerSlam will be Oba versus Roman. Um,
Well,
you've got
well, we've talked about that. We both think that more than likely that Cody's dropping his title. If he drops it to one of those other two guys, boy, Oba to spearhead and snatch that up. Oba versus Gunther would be fun. Uh, bless his heart if it's Sammy that it's not going to go well. That's because what was the ultimate way? You hand Sammy the title, and then he looks over his shoulder, and the first guy's Oba Femi who snatches it right out of his hand.
I think, and this is why I think it's going to be Oba versus Roman, is because
That's
Roman said it.
WrestleMania to me. That's WrestleMania.
No,
That's a
no.
big match. That's a let it build.
SummerSlam is their second biggest show to them.
They say yes.
So my thing is, Roman said it. You guys have me for the entire summer. He's dropping the title at SummerSlam.
And coming to the backstage Jabronis.
Be looking for him on the
Oh,
two
September
weeks
1st.
after yeah, on yeah, the beginning of
Uh,
September.
let's see.
I believe
When is
that's
SummerSlam?
August 2nd and 3rd. I know this
Oh,
because August 3rd is my birthday and I'm gonna be off both days to watch it.
uh, yeah, yeah. We'll give him a little bit of time to breathe. Yes. It it'd probably be September 3rd. Actually, would probably be. Yeah. Why not? And if that
Mm.
happens, then we can officially do anything we want because that's really shooting for the moon there.
I'm telling you, that'd be nice. But Jay, I mean, anything could happen. So we'll see. We'll see.
Sure.
I mean, because I could still see Jay winning thanks to the
Sure.
entire.
I
But
kind of went high
but
register there and didn't mean to. No, sure, he could win. I could make a case for either one of these. Now, it may
well,
be
I say Jay
weighted.
because you got
It may
Jacob
be
that could
60
come down
40,
there and
but
help.
yeah.
Jimmy that helps. But I feel like also that puts LA Knight there, stopping them from coming down.
Yeah, well, and you're giving Jay's compadres all the credit. Brock Lesnar could be hanging around. Gunther
That's
could be
right.
hanging around. Obafemi has a couple enemies, a couple people that don't like him that aren't necessarily in the bloodline.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Outside of that, I love what Danhausen and WWE has going on with the Miz and Kit Wilson.
Yes.
He had them both hooked up now, and he'd push them um and the Miz would say one of his catch lines, and then he pushed he'd touch Kit, and he'd be like
That's toxic.
um
That's
yeah, that's
toxic.
toxic.
You're toxic.
So
You're toxic. You're toxic.
Matt Cardone walks up, and Danhausen says, "Oh, Zack Ryder." He said,
Woo, woo, woo.
"No, no." He said, "No, Matt." And he said, and they started
Close enough.
talking. He's like, "What do you got going on here?" And he touched Dolph. I'm not Dolph. I said Dolph because it's Dolph's on. He touched the Miz, and the Miz makes a little noise, and he reached over to touch Kit or something, and he gets shocked. He goes woo woo woo, and like I said, it's so great what they got
See,
going
look at
on.
that. Once again, once again, look, I don't even didn't even know that was gonna happen. I said woo woo woo. And then I'm just gonna keep showing that. And then that
You're gonna
happens.
enjoy that. You're gonna enjoy Friday. Friday night was a really good Friday night. Um,
Are they still 3 hours?
it was about. I want to say it went off at.
Because they're supposed to swap back to two, but they keep doing
It went off
three.
at like. It went off like 10:30, 10:45. It might have been 11. I don't know. Actually, it might have been 11 because man, I forget that Netflix is the one that's going just random amount of time. So Raw's not going
Yeah, it
full.
goes two plus.
Yeah. So maybe it's going to be going back to two because I know
It's supposed to.
Braun's show did come on next where he ate a bunch of food. He will be in Atlanta next week. His show is in Atlanta next week. He'll have Killer Mike on there. He'll have Ti on there, and he has some chick on
Too
there. I
bad
don't know
it's
who the chick
man.
was.
Too bad it's already been
Filmed.
recorded because
Yeah.
I've got some time coming up this coming up week, and I would find myself there. I may not eat the food that he does, but I would find my way somewhere around there because he's not under
Yeah.
contract. He could come on here and talk about cheeseburgers.
100%. I think he might be a little bit under contract. He might be doing this with WWE.
He's not under superstar contract.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I said what I said. I'm just messing with my screen. Other than that, if there's anything you want to bring up, I'm done.
Um, Uh, by the time this airs, most people it would have already happened. But 12 Gauge Pro Wrestling in Somerville on Saturday nights. I have not been to that show in a hot minute. It will be good to get back there. There's a lot of people who want me back there. We had their heavyweight champion Rico Bravo on the show this week. If you missed that one, it was just before the Simon episode. Really good guy. He is one half of a tag team with BK Bennett called Airbnb. Me and a bunch of other people stayed after the two of them. That after they hashed it out, they had like a best of seven series across like three or four different companies. And I was like, all right, now that you hash that out, you guys need to think about teaming because I really think you guys can do something. And I doubt they listen to me. They listen to a bunch of other people though, and Airbnb is one of the hottest tag teams in the area. They are the Honor Code out of Cedartown tag team champions. In Temple, they are the SECW tag team champions, unless they did defend them last night at Southern Legacy in Franklin. So I don't know if they retained there, but and then Rico is the heavyweight champion. Everywhere they go, they're winning right now. So they're a team you want to check out. They're really good guys. We need to work on them getting a shirt though. I don't think they have a shirt yet, but they're pretty cool. They do a lot of tandem moves. Like I said, they're worth watching. But
Ghost.
yeah,
Cállate, puta.
I didn't know you had
He's
a
upset.
housekeeper.
Yeah, he's upset. I don't know what he's upset about. Who's
Could
that
be.
on your shirt?
Uh, oh, that is the former NWA champion Tom Latimer.
I like that shirt. I like that shirt a
That's
lot.
that's a killer shirt.
Get a 2XL the next time you run across one of those.
One of the I will have to see because I was gifted this one when I went to the NWA tapings. I think it's an old shirt they were cleared stock on, but they were like,
Ah,
hey, they were like, hey, what size are you? We're large. He goes, what you think of this Tom Latimer shirt? So they think that's a really kick-ass Tom Latimer shirt. That's
I
the
love it. It's got lions. It's like he's superior. He's got a little lion down there. He's got a title at the bottom.
got the belt.
That is
Yeah.
a not that is a that's almost like a WWE shirt. Actually, that's better than some of the graphics I see on WWE's.
Oh yeah. But they were like, well, would you like this Tom Latimer shirt? I very much would like that Tom Latimer shirt. They're like, here you go. And I was like, just like that. And they went, just like that. Okay, well, Tom Latimer shirt.
I like
Maybe
it.
we have him on. Tom Latimer's just killer. Him and what is his wife, I believe, is Camille Brickhouse. I forgot her. Is it Callie? Anyway, they started she was in the Queen of the Ring movie. She has been in TNA. Not TNA. She's been in AEW a good bit. I think she was a WWE prospect for a while. She's really good. Camille Brickhouse. But they started their own gym down in Tampa late last year. That I need to start marking where these places are so that when I find myself in these cities, I'm going to go check them out and go say hello. But yeah, I think she just is starting to come back to TV. And like I said, he is on the hunt to get his NWA title back from the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, who is a big behemoth of a guy and was also he was in the Iron Claw. He was he might have been one of the Freebirds in but yeah, people don't know that about that movie is they used a lot of NWA talents in the Iron Claw movie because for one, you could use their rings in their arenas, and two, a lot of those guys look like the old NWA guys.
That's all right.
But yeah, tons going on. And I would be remiss if I did not say that I believe it's next Friday in Royston. I will not be in attendance. I would like to be. There is a kid making his debut by the name of Avery, and believe his father is going to be in his corner from last I saw. Maybe you've heard of him, Avery Styles. You heard that before? He's making his debut against Ashton Martin, who is another up and coming, really good wrestler. And I also can't say the entire part of this, but I have it on pretty good word that Avery will be at a show I have recently been at for his second or third match within the next couple weeks.
Well, when you got a Hall of Fame dad, you can usually get some pretty good opportunities. Um,
Him versus Ashton might be really good. I've never seen him wrestle, but I know Ashton pretty well. But yeah, the one that's closer to me, I'm already penciled into that one. I got that on pretty good authority when that's going to happen. It'd be a little bit of a haul for you, but I'd be willing to bet some people will be in the building.
what day is this on?
I can't say because that will give away the show because there's only one show announced that day as of right now.
We'll talk about it off air.
But like I said, it is one that I recently went to that I had it on pretty good authority. That's pretty much booked. Even know
We'll
his
talk about it
opponent,
off air.
I know his opponent and everything. But it hasn't been announced, so I cannot do that. I am not that person.
I tell you, like I said, we'll discuss it off air.
Okay.
That way, I can find out where it's at and how far, and if I can be off that day.
Yeah, I can't tell you how far away it is for me because if people know where you are and people know where I am, you could figure out where it's going to be. So
That's all right.
I'm not going to be
Okay.
far from it
Well,
later.
I don't know. I guess I'll end on this. For me on my side, won't be watching Raw live because Monday is me and my wife's anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So if I'm going to be watching Raw live, it's because I failed at being a husband. We're planning on going out to eat that night. She has to work during that day, so I got to take her out that night. So it will be all right. I appreciate it. 22 years married
Oh,
is a long time.
okay. That
Yeah.
reminded me of of another special day coming up, and I had to make sure what day that was going to fall on. So, yep, we're good. We're good on that.
But yeah, we will be celebrating our 22 years. 27 together, 22 married. That's a long time to be with somebody.
Took you 5 years?
We we were young. We broke up a couple times. I wanted to try to be a player, and I was in the streets. And I'm pretty sure she was being a player and in the streets too.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever
I had to
officially
say that to make
met your better half,
myself sound
but
better.
I gotta say that she is just as straight by the book and just a complete
I
saint. So there's no way she was doing anything like that. It was clearly you.
I had to say that though to make myself sound better. But yeah,
You can't put yourself over when you're talking about your other half
you're right. You're right.
because it's not true.
Hopefully she doesn't watch this till after the anniversary.
I'm gonna shoot her the link as soon as we're done.
Wait, straight to it. Boom. But yeah. So looking forward to Monday. Look for us to my schedule is starting to get more laid out at Target Noonan. You guys more than welcome to come see me. I will be in the market area. I'm over grocery. There will be a period for about a week or so that I will be in Hiram because that's where I'm gonna get some training in. Um,
They probably need it.
I need it bad.
They probably need it.
We both need it, man. Hiram's humongous, and it'll
It's a
help me out a
massive
lot.
store.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really nice in there too. Oh
Yeah.
my God. But um, my schedule, like actually had a conversation with my boss yesterday. He said once a week you might have to work a 8 o'clock, from 12 to 8. Once every 2 months, I'll have to close, but the rest of the time I will be 8 to 4s and 9 to 5s. Thursdays is most of the time my day off. If I'm not off that Thursday, I'll be off that Tuesday, and I'm off every other weekend. So that's going to make it a little bit easier for if I have nothing planned, if maybe catching a show. That's why after we get off, before I do got to run to town here a little bit, but before we disconnect completely, I'm gonna find out where and what time and the date and everything for all that extra.
And I mean, if you're gonna plan that far out, next Saturday there's a show up the street from you as Premier All Star Wrestling will be at the Church Without Walls for their next big event on Saturday.
Where's that at?
Church Without Walls?
Yeah, I don't know where that's at.
That's it. Just outside of town. If you're downtown and kind of think where that place is at, because I take like 166 to get to it, but Did we lose
I'm
it?
looking it up.
Oh, there you go. It's I'm trying to think of the name of but yeah, it's a cool little church
Oh,
spot over there.
okay.
I
I
don't
didn't
think it's
know it
far
was.
from you.
Yeah, I didn't know it's directly in town. I got to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
next Saturday, but what time's the show?
7:30
Yeah, I get off
ish.
at like 4 or 5 that day. So,
Okay. Yeah. You can almost walk and make it.
oh my, I did not know this was a thing.
Yeah, that's the main building that they operate out of. And
And it's a
I mean,
legit church, bro.
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
was confused
very
first time I
interesting.
got there because it said church without walls, and there's a lot of walls, but I kind of I figured out what they meant by it. Um, while we're workshopping it, eh, have they announced any match? I think they have. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They have a ton. Um, Eddie Hendricks versus Joe Black for the no, yeah. You're going to get Justin McKenzie, who is somebody you should, even though he's just barely a year or so into the game, Justin McKenzie is somebody you should pay money to see locally now before somebody makes you pay a streaming service. He's going to face De Silva for the No Limits title. Madman Mason and Mother Frost are going to get into their rivalry. Um,
Okay, I see Justin paints his face up.
he
He
does.
almost look.
He
He almost looks like a um what's her name's boyfriend or husband? I mean, the used to be announcer for WWE.
oh,
She did.
something like Ricochet.
Yes, he almost looked like a Ricochet.
Ooh, when am I going to see him? No, he's not going to be. Next time I see him, I'm going to say that he might enjoy that. But yeah, that's it's a pretty killer card, and Ashton Martin's going to be on it. So at that point, we'll be able to ask him. Because I think the day before that is when he's going to face Avery, so we'll be able to check in on that. And let's see, RC Daniels is on there. He's up for potential Rookie of the Year this year, and Alexander Lev doesn't have an opponent. That should scare people. Has been facing some big time people lately, including Nick Nemeth last weekend. So I'm sure they're going to bring in a heavy hitter.
You said Alexander who?
Lev,
How you spell his last name?
Lev, because he is Alexander Lev, and he is the only faithful one. I just put like two of his catchphrases together.
Oh, okay, I see. I see. He's
Yes,
part of the Lost.
he was. He's no longer in the
Okay,
NWA.
because
His contract expired.
oh, I see Father James Mitchell, Alex Misery, Crazy Steve, and
Misery, who
Gaz
was
the
on this
Gimp.
show. Yep, Gags,
Okay.
Gags the Gimp.
Oh, it's Gaz the Gimp.
Gags.
Gags. Interesting.
It is.
That's interesting.
But
All right. So
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else you got on your end?
No, because we could do about a 3 hour more show to get into more stuff, but I think that's enough for now.
Yeah. All right.
But everybody, this week I want everybody to keep up their main character energy. I know we will, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in to another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. He's Daniel Snyder. I'm Jeremy York. We're the tag team champions of all things WWE media. Don't believe us? Just ask, or ask Sports Illustrated, or ask Impact Media, or ask Bleacher Report. I'm sure they tell you. Ask Becky Lynch. She'll say the same. But
Basically,
until next week, exactly. But until next week, deuces, gooses, go watch wrestling.